My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. We're so pleased that you have joined us today. I'm getting this together, trying to invite our Instagram family to join us real quick. Beloved, just a little bit of housekeeping. Y'all know how we do. How y'all doing? I'm in rare form today with my little hot pink on. Thank you, Shalina. Thank all of you for your kind words. As you come in, please come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. You can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. We want to get ready to get started, beloved, without delay. Yes, beloved. Thank you. Y'all said about my pink. Yes, honey, just call me a little Pink Panther today. Talk black to me. I believe in the Panthers. But we're going to be Pink Panther today. Is that all right? Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over Instagram to FlyNubianQueenTV.com because I need to use this device. I'm your sister with the curly braids. So do me a favor, give us a big thumbs up, share, share, share. We ask that you do that because it helps other folks know that we're here. Also, beloved, this is the night that we're going to do my amazing weekly mastermind. Once a week, I break down spiritual or metaphysical principles. Are y'all hearing me today? Once a week, I break down spiritual and metaphysical principles. And you're able to take those principles and incorporate them into your own life. Not only have philosophers, metaphysicians, spiritualists, religious people, and other such individuals taught this. We know now that scientists are teaching this. Scientists are giving modern folk the language of ancient principles. And that is that everything that you see, forgive me, I have a natural mint for my my throat and everything. So that's what I'm doing. Everything you see came from everything that you can't see. Are y'all hearing me today? I said everything you see came from everything you can't see. So if you are putting an emphasis on the unseen or your spiritual life, and you begin to understand it better, engage it better, guess what? It will change the trajectory of your natural life. I can help you. That's a part of my assignment. It's a part of my most tumultuous journey where I've gained multiple principles and insight that I think I can help you. I know that I can help you if you implement the stuff that I say. And if this is for people that's looking for a lifestyle change, it's not just like one hit wonder, talk black to me, even though that works too. But we do miracles. We do magic at clubvicky.com. And you are blessed to join us for only $1 for the first 30 days. And after that, it's a very reasonable rate. Very inexpensive for the heavy gems that I drop. Join us, clubvicky.com, clubvicky.com, clubvicky.com. I'm also in the next few weeks planning a very special 2-hour webinar. Some of you all know that every few months I do a special 2-hour intensive webinar. I've talked about angels before. I've talked about the secret money in your womb before, which was open to women. I did a 3-part series on that. I did a 3-part series on the angels too. And it has literally changed lives, beloved. Just stay tuned for that. So I'll be making an announcement for the next special 2-hour webinar, Your Sister with the Curly Braids. So on the count of 3, for those of you that have it, please hit that thumbs up button as we get ready to engage in our war briefing today. Hit that thumbs up button, share, 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 share. Of course, we ask that you do that because it makes it more likely that other folk will know that you are here. Yeah, somebody said about my key. Thank you so much, beloved. I've had this for a little bit, and I've got some other stuff coming that we're going to be able to make available for some of you. Stay tuned for that too. Thank you so much. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Let everybody that you know that your sister with the curly braids is on live. FlyNubianQueenTV.com. or you can access us directly at YouTube at Fly Nubian Queen. This is where we go live. I know some of you see me on other networks and platforms, affiliates. We're so pleased. But if you want a predictable time where you can reach me and see me, you want to join us here. What did somebody say? Sister Vicki, you were cracking me up last night. Yes, beloved. I've been hearing you all say that all over the place. I'm so glad that you enjoyed yesterday's war briefing. Make sure that you share it with everybody else. I don't control when they replay my shows or how they do it or the days that they do it. But if you want to make sure that you catch me live, make sure that you tell everybody to come here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I go at a different time, but just make sure that you always check us out, okay? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, share, share. Now, without further ado, family, you all know that I did a show recently on Marc Lamont Hill. For those of you that don't know, we understand if you don't know who this little fella is. But Marc Lamont Hill is a professor. He's a former employee of CNN, Talk Black to Me. And he was on Fox News. And he may have been on some other white networks. But anyway, what he's probably best known for, y'all ready for this, is being the host of Basketball Wives. God, today, I lie not. I lie not. I was thinking Atlanta Housewives for a minute, but then I was looking up some information. Somebody talk black to me. He's really known for being a little host and stuff for the Basketball Wives stuff. He's also known in some circles in Black society as a carrot. I've been hearing Black men call him a little carrot. Some Black men have been calling Marc Lamont Hill a little Karen because they said that he has nothing in common with masculine men. So I think that's probably an appropriate assessment to call him a little Karen. Now lately, I've been calling him little musty. Today. Don't ask me why. It just feels right. Just in my spirit. See, it don't just have to be just making sense all the time, because he's not something that makes sense. So I've just been affectionately, with all due respect, I've been just affectionately calling him little musty. And so the reason for that is because he has used his position to repeatedly attack Black people, specifically Black men, and to push pro-democratic and pro-liberal agenda. Even though he tries to deny it, nobody believes that because we look at the evidence. Somebody say we look at the evidence. Lil Musty. That's almost LUM. LM for Lil Musty. He almost about to be part of LUM. Because, you know, I've given up on trying to associate Roland Martin with masculinity. It's just too heavy of a burden. It's unfair to him. And so I've already inducted Roland Martin into LUM. That's just the right and good and fair and sensible thing to do. Now, Marc Lamont Hill is a problem for me because I've been watching his pattern of attacking Black people for the sake or at the behest or at the urging of white people and their agenda. I've given you all receipts in my previous broadcast on him. Just pull it up on Fly Nubian. Just put Vicki Dillard and Marc Lamont Hill or whatnot, and it'll come up. But Marc, years ago, wrote a piece about Malcolm X. And the title of his piece that he wrote on our Black legend, our Black manhood, Malcolm X, he said, "Is Malcolm gay?" Shout out to the Beehive in the digital building and our beautiful moderators. Family, writing a hit piece on our Black legend who was known as Black manhood and asking the question, is Malcolm X gay? Is treason. That in and of itself really disqualifies Marc Lamont Hill in Black society, period. But he didn't stop there. Marc Lamont Hill not only wrote a hit piece asking the question, is Malcolm X gay? And clearly inferring in the article that he was, or there was some evidence of. He attacked an elder Black woman, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, which again, I break all of this down in my previous broadcast. Make sure you check it out. Upon her death, not a day after, barely a few hours after, shortly after, a few hours after the announcement of the great Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, a Black warrior scholar. Look up her book, The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. Be sure to read it. He hours upon the announcement of her death, put out a post from someone that wrote in part. Someone, I read the whole thing to you, so I don't have time to go through all of that again. That's why I keep telling you, make sure that you look at my previous podcast and my broadcast that I did on Marc Lamont Hill a few days ago, where he, in the post that he retweeted, Mark retweeted the post and then put a few sentences concerning that post in defense of it, because he was confronted about why he would put that out there, and he was doubling down on his support for that post. I read it to you, but again, I want to go over some other stuff about Marc Lamont Hill today, so I don't want to spend too much time on rereading it. But one part of the post that I read to you, word for word, was the fact that the writer of the piece that Mark endorsed said that just like certain slaveholders and racists had to die, they made it clear that certain Black radicals, like Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, also had to die. Mark loves to try to distance himself from that post, which is why he keeps telling people whenever he talks about it, he doesn't remember exactly the wording of it. It's easy to pull it up, Mark. Within that post that he endorsed, that he put on his site, and that he doubled down on support for, that individual said that just like it was necessary for white slaveholders and racists to die, so were certain Black radical voices that needed to die. That was the inference that was very clear, and Mark pushed that piece. That is treason. That's not a difference of opinion. That's not some scholar that's being professorial and diplomatic and poking out his little itty bitty musty chest to show off his academia. That's treason. But I want to show you, I want to give you a brief reminder of what happened a few days ago. And I want to tell you what Lamont tried to do after we gave him this much needed work. Somebody talk Black to me. Thank you for your kind compliments. Instagram, come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Instagram, come on over to Fly Nubian Queen on YouTube. Thank you so very much. Family, while I finish putting this up, I want you on the count of 3 to give us a thumbs up, share. That'll give me time to finish posting this. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Share, 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 family. Let everybody that you know that our Black Prime Time, the Vicki Show, is on live on flynubianqueentv.com right now. And I'm giving you the follow-up and the breakdown to the tragic Marc Lamont Hill after we, the Black media, gave him this everlasting work that he so desired, wanted, and needed. Are y'all hearing me today? We got to do it, I'm afraid. Now, here we go. I want to pull up. Give me just a second. I want to pull up just a brief clip and a reminder for you all of what took place when Pull Up Summer happened in real time at an event he was at. Are y'all hearing me? Watch this. Okay, here we go. And let me read this. Y'all know we follow the rules on the Vicki Show. Crossing our T's and dotting our I's. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for purposes, for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit education or personal use tips to balance in favor of use. Now, let me share with you just a little bit. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but let me share with you, remind you of a little bit of the confrontation he had on these streets. Talk black to me. What y'all know about these streets? That's from the Victionary, not the dictionary. That's from the Victionary, not the dictionary. Now, mind you, this is the Black media. This is us that's putting this out there. Let me get the sound right. How y'all doing? I'm in red room today with my little. Okay, family, I'm gonna have to start this over because it's conflating another video on where I want to play this. So give me just a minute for me to reboot this. While I'm doing that, family, thumbs up, share, share, share. Now, Marc Lamont Hill has been masquerading as some kind of a pro-black voice. Every now and then, he'll seem like he says something that's pro-black or that makes sense when he's talking, on some of these platforms. But at the end of the day, he's just a fraud. He's just a tool for white supremacy. It's coming up, family. It's coming up. Little tech issues. And so you also have to understand that there is a fear amongst the Black boule. Okay, I think we got it here now. There's a fear amongst the Black boule of a drought. Let's see if I get the sound right. And y'all are probably saying, what kind of drought, Vicki? Some of them are concerned about the drying up of biscuits. They're fearful of the dearth of biscuits that exist in America. They're concerned about those little promotions. Why y'all laughing at me? They're concerned about dry biscuits. It's a for real fear. Remember the show I did not too long ago on Simone Sanders, the well-known linebacker for Joe Biden? She was supposed to be a senior advisor to his campaign, but in fact, she turned out to be better suited for another position, and that is linebacker for Joe Biden. Remember, she put her whole juicy body on the line for Joe Biden? Talk black to me. I did shows on that, family. I don't have time to go there. Let me go back to pulling up this other thing now that this thing is coming back up. I had to reboot the whole thing here. So here we go. Thank you for your patience. Remember, Simone just came out, and apparently she authorized all of the other black boule who's waiting in line for biscuits to leak out for real that she's disappointed in Joe Biden, that she's disappointed in the Biden administration because she was hoping to get the press secretary job. We told her. Do you all remember me doing shows on Simone Sanders when she was trying to decide whether she was going to work for Joe Biden's campaign and other people that was allegedly fighting for her to come work for their presidential campaign? She decided to work for Joe Biden's campaign, and everybody was shocked by that because she used to work for Bernie Sanders. Y'all remember all that? Remember, we warned her early on there was not going to be anything substantive that she was going to get down the road. She thought that she was going to go out there and be herself, juicy and lambish, and was just finna get a position, the press secretary. Girl, that was a trick. Then remember, she started complaining, and her people, including her fiance and like Bakari Sellers and other black folk in the business, that's her buddies. Remember, they all of a sudden started to tell us that she's disappointed, and that how Joe Biden, when he kept on stepping into problems with disrespecting black people, how she was always put on the front line to cover for him. Well, yes, that's why they hire linebackers. Linebackers are hired for that reason. You cannot justify working for one of the most well-known white supremacists in modern history that has done more to destroy the black family and then have the nerve to act shocked and amazed when they hire you for what you the best at. So do you all remember when she was trying to decide who she was going to work for? Remember, she disrespected black men so bad. Y'all remember? She put out there in front of all of her supporters. Let me get this screen right. Remember, she put out there in front of all her supporters, a black man, Uncle Luke, wrote a political op-ed piece on how Kamala Harris is going to have a hard time getting the black vote because she locked up so many black people. He was talking about a prosecutorial record. All of that was accurate. Everybody give us a thumbs up now. Share, share, share. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much, family, because I want to do a brief war briefing today. I don't want to be here too long because I want to get ready in my mind space, get prepared for my brief mastermind this evening. So come on, let's make it a brief war briefing today. Thank you all so much. Watch this. And let folks know we're getting back in the groove of doing the Vicki show around 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I know I've been coming on at different times for the past several days since last week, and I've missed a few days, but I thank you all for your patience because some of you all know I have an autoimmune illness related to one of my major organs. So a lot of times I'm taking care of stuff with my body, going to appointments, things of that nature. So sometimes it can be hit and miss, but I thank you so much for your patience, beloved, and understanding. But I always check the network to see if I posted a broadcast for that day. Now watch this. So remember, Simone Sanders' funny looking self, she was so happy and juicy just juicy that she was, being considered amongst different presidential campaigns, Democratic presidential campaigns. She was feeling herself. So when Uncle Luke wrote this accurate political op-ed piece telling Kamala Harris that because of her anti-Black, lock them up, bad prosecutorial record, that she was going to have a difficult time getting the Black vote. Watch this. Simone Sanders told Uncle Luke, she said, "You are no political mastermind." Ain't that something? She told him he was not a political mastermind or strategist. She was basically telling him, Black man, this is beyond your pay grade. And on top of that, you're stupid. Then she didn't stop there. She said that the Juicy, Miss Juicy, Lom Juicy, Juicy Lom, she said she was tired of the unsolicited opinions of Black men. That's what Simone said. She said she was tired of the unsolicited opinion of Black men. Now, I tweeted out when she did that mess. I said, can you imagine if somebody said that about Jewish people? Can you imagine if she said that about LGBT people, LGBTQ people, and all that stuff, that she was sick and tired of a specific group of people's unsolicited opinions? Don't you know they would have fired her with the quickness? But instead, that was a credential to hire her funny looking self. So now she's shocked and amazed that because she literally put her life and limb on the line for Joe Biden and his white woman for a non-dairy protester. That's what was happening. He was in the middle of giving a speech. The wife was up there, whatever, too, around. And a white lady who was a non-violent protester about non-dairy stuff. She come out, everything was shaking and quaking. She come running hard, long nails, everything. Literally, physically, lying back, whatever the right football language is, but for sure her position is linebacker. I know that much. Whatever the exact thing was called while she was grabbing and grappling the lady and yanking her off the stage. Then later, she had the nerve to say how she broke a nail. Black women, we know that's blasphemy. We don't break nails for nobody. So you put your life and limb on the line for Joe Biden. And then you do the unthinkable. You break a nail for this fool. And then you gonna come out now because stuff's not working right. You're not getting the positions that you want in the White House, which we told you weren't gonna get. We knew when you was out there telling Black men that you were sick of their unsolicited opinion. We knew you was looking for biscuits. But family, there's a drought right now. There's a dearth of biscuits. Do y'all hear him Roland Martin? Are y'all listening to what's their names? The Black Boule, the Bones and Biscuits. Do y'all see them out there complaining now, talking about Joe Biden ain't doing nothing for Black voters and stuff? He's not using his office, and we ain't finna be out there he just want us to keep organizing, but he ain't using the bully pulpit. All the people that told us to vote for nothing, that called us, remember Roland called us Simple Simon mother effers? They out there complaining about Joe Biden after they told us to vote. We told them all the biscuits was about to run out. Didn't I tell y'all that some of them, I'm trying not to scream. Didn't I tell y'all that they really should just go sit their funny looking selves down somewhere, because some of them was only just going to be, they just have to settle for the whiff of a biscuit, the smell of a biscuit. You wouldn't even be able to get the actual crumbs from the biscuits. You certainly wouldn't qualify for a full-fledged golden biscuit or a doggy biscuit, because biscuits evolve. But you ain't even finna get a whiff of a biscuit. You're not even going to be at the little doggy factory to smell the bones being made today. So there's a fight And some of them are tripping because they've been in line for so long, the biscuits is drying up. They're like, I don't want no dry biscuit. I mean, I was willing to take a biscuit, but now you talking about it's supposed to be dry. They're mad. And every bit of it, let me pull it back up now because this whole thing is back up now. They're mad, but they have no reason to be mad. Why, family? Because it was all predictable, wasn't it, family? We told them that it was going to turn out the exact way that it did. Now, y'all remember this with Marc Lamont Hill?
What am I not saying? You're dominant. Close the mics down. Okay, sorry. What am I not saying? You're dominant. Close the mics down. Okay, sorry, Mama. We just talk. I love it, bro. It's all I just said. Actually talk about it in real life. I don't know. Cause I'm here. I don't know what y'all said. I'm here. We talking about work. I'm here.
I ain't questioning your integrity, brother.
You are questioning my integrity when you say I'm catering to white liberals.
I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't think you had integrity. I don't get money for this. I like you.
So again, what white liberal ideology am I playing to? What am I doing? You see, I got fired for standing for us. I got fired from Fox for refusing to denounce Assad or Khaled. So I don't even know what we're talking about.
I can get him right there.
Yeah,
it's elder speaking. Elder speaking for the house.
I got you.
This is
the point where
Now, family, I'm going to play that first part one more time because this is the little musty trying to conjure up some masculinity, and it ain't working. Nobody's believing it. Nobody's intimidated. Don't nobody feel no energy. They're just kind of staring at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when somebody's trying to conjure up, they trying to gin up something, and it's not scaring nobody. Nobody's intimidated. Everybody's just kind of standing there looking confused. Like, what's happening here? Right? Watch this. So listen closely. What he's been accused of. Listen real closely. And I know it's a lot going on, but this is real time. Somebody say, pull up Summer. Somebody say, pull up Summer. Now, let me see. Listen again.
What am I not saying?
You're dominant. Close the mics down. Okay, sorry, Mama.
Oh, wait a minute.
We just talk. I love it, bro.
I just said, actually talk about it in real life. I don't know. Cause I'm here. I don't know what y'all said.
I'm here.
We talking about work. I'm here.
I ain't questioning your integrity, brother.
You are questioning my integrity when you say I'm catering to white liberals.
I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't think you had integrity. I don't get money for
So
this.
I
like you.
So again, what white liberal ideology am I playing to? What am I doing? You see, I got fired for standing for us. I got fired from Fox for refusing to denounce Assad or Khaled. So I don't even know what we're talking about.
I can get him right there. Yeah, it's elder speaking.
You know, the black community, and so even when we disagree, the only point I make,
99% of this stuff, I get love in the world. It's on Twitter and social media. I hear this wild shit. Excuse my language, sister. This wild stuff, and I'm not saying you at this point, but I'm just saying, a lot of times I'm like, I'm in the places that people say I'm not, and I don't see them.
So I have to ask you, because I mean, if I didn't mention it, they would kill me.
Now, we know he's not telling the truth because he just sat there and said that the reason he was fired from CNN was basically for him standing up for black people. We know that's not true, Mark. Mark, we know that's not true. And it's not just because of this one NBC article. There are many others. There's too much evidence. We've looked at it, but I'm just showing the audience right now the headline. He's out there fronting for people that don't know. What does it say, family? What does it say? Do I need to turn it this way? What does this headline say, family? Yeah, let me turn it this way. Stop lying, Mark. What does the headline say? What does it say? Marc Lamont Hill fired from CNN after his speech on Israel draws outrage. Now, I can't stand Marc Lamont Hill. Not only because of his little wicked stances about disrespect to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, writing a hit piece on Malcolm X saying is Malcolm X gay. He's recently denounced Minister Farrakhan, lied about it, then turned around and apologized it because we had the evidence from Twitter that he denounced Minister Farrakhan. Why did he denounce Minister Farrakhan? Marc Lamont Hill denounced Minister Farrakhan because Mark was getting into it with a white man, a white writer on Twitter. And so because the white man kept pressuring Mark to denounce Minister Farrakhan, Mark did it at the behest of a white man. Talk black to me. Now watch this. Some other things I want to bring to y'all's attention. And I'm going to show you a recent, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me show you the recent thing. Let me just show you what he did. So out of desperation, I'm not going to show you the full video footage for obvious reasons. I want to protect the network. I want to cross every T, dot every I. After he was confronted, after Mark was confronted, a little bit of the clip that you just saw, pull up Summer, confronted on the streets, on these streets.
What am I saying? You're dominant. Okay, sorry, Mama. We just talk. I love it, bro. We talking about the same.
Talk about it in real life. I don't know. Cause I'm here. I don't know what Jesse said. I'm here. We talking about work. I'm here.
I ain't questioning your integrity, brother.
You are questioning my integrity when you say I'm catering to white liberals.
I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't think you had integrity.
Mark, you are catering to white liberals. Remember when they confronted Roland Martin in the streets a few days ago, some weeks ago? They basically said the same thing about Roland. They told Roland that he's pushing stuff that doesn't do the black community any good, pushing Democratic talking points and stuff. The reason why, Mark, one of the main reasons why people said that about you and believe it or not, this is a piece that was written by Black Enterprise. Believe it or not. And they don't do a whole lot of for real black stuff all the time. In my opinion. What does this headline say, family? And of course, I read through it. Do you all remember some time back, Marc Lamont Hill did a debate with Candace Owens? Look at the headline. What does the headline say, family? This is the reason why people are out in the streets confronting you, Mark, saying that you were pushing liberal talking points. This stuff ain't got nothing to do with black people. Hold on, that thing just popped up and got in the way. What does the headline say, family? Let me be still so y'all can see it. What does that headline say? Professor Marc Lamont Hill claims in a debate that men can get pregnant. Wait, what? Whoa, did Professor Marc Lamont Hill just claim that men can get pregnant? Yes, to be specific, he said on conservative pundit Candace Owens' online talk show that transgender men can indeed get pregnant. Owens asked him, the Candace Owens show, if men can give birth. And Hill replied, sometimes. That's my answer, yes. Owens then asked, can men get their period? To which Hill said, some can. If you're a trans man, some trans men can. The two who are on opposite sides of the political landscape were discussing the trans movement, along with Black Lives Matter and race relations in America, among other things. Now, family, you all know we love our brothers and sisters, no matter who and how you associate yourself. But Black folk have every right to speak on an agenda that we clearly see is being pushed on us. Now, watch this. Watch how Mark responded. I just read you the quote of what Mark said in context, right? Marc Lamont Hill, watch this. In response to Black Enterprise, and Black Enterprise ain't no shaking and quaking revolutionary black outlet no more, I'm sorry. But Marc Lamont Hill, where is it? I know I put it up here. Let me find it. Marc Lamont Hill was tripping with them and had the nerve to tell, I wanted you to see it yourself. Here it is. Y'all know I believe in receipts. Look at Marc Lamont's tweet in response to Black Enterprise. Y'all see it here? This is Black Enterprise, and this is Marc Lamont Hill's response to them. Look what he says. This clearly misrepresents my argument and plays into transphobia. Why do this, Black Enterprise? How sad. ... Now, Black Enterprise, they put it out there, and Mark tweeted Black Enterprise and said that the quote that I just read you that he said, he's telling them this clearly misrepresents my argument, but watch what he does. He turns around and then accuses them of playing into transphobia. This is why they was telling you, Mark, that you out here pushing liberal agenda when you call Black folks names, because Black folks call you out on something you said. If you said it, why run from it, Lamarcky? Lamusty? So after Mark was confronted on the streets, the brother asked him about why did he disrespect Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. He lied about that. I already busted him on that, right? He was confronted on the streets, and after being humiliated, a crushing humiliation. Somebody say crushing. Mark experienced a crushing humiliation. He decides to do an interview with Black News. I think it's 102 it's called. Again, I won't show the video, but I'll let you listen to a little bit of the audio. And don't get upset with me for not showing the whole video right now, family, but I'm crossing every T, dotting every I. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, let's see. I want you to listen to, right after that incident, while he was getting confronted, he was out there saying, well, I'll do an interview with this brother on Black News 102. I'll do an interview over there and stuff. Mark was humiliated after being confronted, right? He does a softball interview with this brother.
Down to, Hakeem's on 52nd Street. And also in Atlanta, Dawood Hakeem had a Black bookstore. There was Horizon Books, basic Black books in the gallery. There were all these spots.
Wait a minute.
In New York, plenty of spots. For somebody who has never read a book, you're now debating with like y'all.
Brother Mark, that one's stolen. I've never quite thought of it that way, but that's actually,
Here's the other thing. It takes people who
Watch
should,
this, y'all.
The idea that we can engage each other with love and care and respect and humility.
Right.
And I feel like part of the problem with the internet is that it invites a certain kind of hostility.
Yes.
That wouldn't happen in real life.
That's real. Yeah.
It also invites a certain kind of distance. I always say like the internet takes people who should be far apart and brings them close together. Right? Some crazy dude in his mom's basement, now I'm talking to him on the internet. Or somebody who a book, you're now debating with like y'all.
Brother Mark, that one's stolen. I've never quite thought of it that way, but that's actually,
Here's the other thing. It takes people who should be close together,
right,
and pulls them apart.
That's right.
So now we got to be in these factions and these debates and these tribes.
Mark, you see how Mark tries to diminish us by saying online and all this kind of stuff, and basically people that you should be far apart from. Internet brings them together. Every time you legitimately call them out, they like to diminish the platforms that we have to use. See, because Mark has access to white people's platforms, he's upset because we don't have that extra filter. That bothers the Marc Lamont Hills. So Mark doesn't want us to ask him, why is he out there saying that men can have, when people say, you said men can have children. Why are you running from it when Black Enterprise covers it? They quote you word for word, and then you turn around and tell Black Enterprise they misquoted you. Or they took something you said out of context. He doesn't like it that he can actually hear us now complain about the disrespect of our Black elders. See, Mark doesn't like it because he wants the ability to attack, to slander, to commit blasphemy against Black people without consequence or without accountability. He wants to be able to do white people's business without dealing with us, without having to answer to us. That's why it's so frustrating. Now watch this. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Not only tribes in the sense that our Israelite brothers mean, I mean in the sense that we become so competitive. Yeah. And then it's much easier. For example, yesterday I was at the African Cultural Arts Festival. I saw you there as I was leaving. I did it.
The Culture Festival. He's talking about the African Arts Cultural Festival. That's where he got confronted.
Letter. Right. I was building with Professor Small, some other brothers. Yeah. It got heated. Right. It got intense. But I voluntarily said, look, let's do this interview. I said, so I'm going to say, yo, can you build with us right now? Yeah. Yeah. I had my lady sit down because we were carrying, some food and some drink. I had to sit down under a tent. I came back over. And we built for about an hour.
Now, right there, he's claiming he had a woman. Right there, he said he had his lady sit down with his little food. Notice how that didn't match what he was talking about. The reason Mark brought that there's a lady somewhere in his life is because we know how he pushes the LGBTQ, and some folk in Black society was just like, Mark, just come out. Just tell us who you really are. So Mark is trying to dispel what seems to be credible evidence that there might be some kind of a tape that exists. When he was being initiated in his little fraternity and stuff. So Mark throws in, I had my lady with me, had a hold of food. That don't match that conversation. He's trying to stop them from asking, are you LGBTQ? How many of y'all know that just because he brings in a lady as a prop, the fact that he had a lady with him, does anybody know a man by the name of Andrew Gillum? It don't even match. That didn't go together. That was for us. What's that show? Jeopardy? Da, na, 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 na. Okay, I'm asking y'all a question. Who is Andrew Gillum for 2,000, 3,000, 10,000? Somebody talk black to me. Who's Andrew Gillum, Alex? I don't even know how the show go for real. Talk black to me, family.
Or somebody who has never read a book, you're now debating with like y'all.
Brother Mark, that one's stolen.
Hold on. Watch this.
Can you build with us right now? Yeah. Yeah. I had my lady sit down because we were carrying, some food and some drink. I had to sit down under a tent. I came back over. And
I had my lady. Was that your cousin? We had some food and some drinks. We know what props are. I have doggy biscuits as props. Even though this is powerful, you can consider this to be a prop, Mark. None of us are thrilled by that. We know a man named Andrew Gillum. He's got kids, a whole wife. Talk black to me. So he threw that in there for us to throw us for a loop. Because his caping and him calling black legends, especially the Malcolm X type, is Malcolm gay. What some of you all don't understand, the reason Marc Lamont Hill, the reason Yvette Carnell and them attacked Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is because in her book, The ISIS Papers, she called out how they were going to effeminize the black man. She told us in advance, she along with her mentor, let us know that they were going to have men in dresses. There was going to be an LGBTQ agenda that would be brought on black society. This is what you guys got to understand. That's why they attacked her in the first place. That's the reason why Marc Lamont Hill put that black man post up, because the black man who wrote it was gay. This is why they viciously attacked. Do you understand? I had to bring some context to that. Now let's get back to this.
For about an hour.
Yeah.
I look on Twitter today, somebody took their phone. Community confronts Marc Lamont Hill. Community pulls up on Marc Lamont Hill, and it's like, first of all, you know I'm pulling up on you. That's right.
Okay, family, who put up a post that said pull up Summer on Marc Lamont Hill? Because y'all know, y'all the one that tells me this. My good brother who's in media, he messaged me and told me Mark was talking about you, but he didn't say your name, but he was talking about you. Because don't forget, Marc Lamont Hill got mad at me sometime back, and that's when Mark blocked me when I confronted him on Twitter about why he wrote that piece about Malcolm X. I was being very respectful, but I just kept honing on the question, and Mark gets upset with me because I stay on point. I don't get thrown by them little trick questions. So because he got frustrated with not answering my question, Mark, long time ago, blocked me. Now I'm hearing that he may have unblocked me on Twitter since then. So let's listen to that part again. So my brother in media sent me the link long time ago, and he said, Mark, talking about you. Because y'all know that's what I called the show, was Pull Up Summer, right? So watch how Mark, Lil Musty trying to poke out his little chest. He trying to make it clear he's bad. Watch this. Watch Lil Musty. Listen again. Let me get to it. Let me see if this is it.
So I say, yo, can you build with us right now?
Yeah.
Listen. I had my lady sit down because we were carrying, some food and some drink. I had to sit down under a tent. I came back over, and we built for about an hour.
Yeah.
I look on Twitter today, somebody took their phone. Community confronts Marc Lamont Hill. Community pulls up on Marc Lamont Hill, and it's like,
yes, that was me. That was the Vicki show. And yes, I said pull up Summer. Somebody pull up Summer in the chat. I take full responsibility for that, Mark. I did that show not only on Fly Nubian Queen, but on the other platform I'm on, the African Diaspora, and that's got tens of thousands of views. It was all the way Pull Up Summer, and baby, I'm going to keep mashing the gas on your funny looking self. Funny looking self. That's why I said Pull Up Summer, because it was Pull Up Summer, and we meant what we said. It was Pull Up Summer. Little Musty. Let me get back to this. Now listen, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me get it.
You with Sonetta.
Right.
I was building with Professor Small, some other brothers.
Yeah.
It got heated.
Right.
It got intense, but I voluntarily said, look, let's do this interview. I said, Sonetta said, yo, can you build with us right now?
Yeah.
I had my lady sit down because we were carrying, some food and some drink. I had to sit down under a tent. I came back.
Y'all, that don't even go together. Have a lady where we was carrying some food and some drink. Nobody gets thrown by bussy tactics. We masters at that. Ain't nobody thrilled about that. But let me stop it. Listen.
Yeah. And we built for about an hour.
Yeah.
I look on Twitter today, somebody took their phone. Community confronts Marc Lamont Hill. Community pulls up on Marc Lamont Hill, and it's like, first of all, you know I'm pulling up on you.
That's right.
I ain't no sucker, right?
No.
But beyond that,
Mark said nobody's pulling up on him. He said he's not a sucker. In fact, the sucker might be an absolute perfect depiction for you, Lil Musty. Sucker. He said, first of all, ain't nobody pulling up on me because I ain't no sucker. Trying to be tough. Y'all, boy, it's uncomfortable for me to watch the BBB manufacture masculinity. It's painful. I have more respect for you when you just say, this is who I am. I'm Dewey. My name is Dew. I do Dewey. I do hell, sleep, snow, and rain. I have mad respect for people that can just be honest about that. But when you try to gin it up, it's just uncomfortable to even watch like that. God, today. Let me hurry up for today's war briefing.
But I voluntarily said, look, let's do this interview. I said,
right.
So I'm going to say, yo, can you build with us right now?
Yeah.
I had my lady sit down because we were carrying, some food and some drink. I had to sit down under a tent. I came back over, and we built for about an hour.
Yeah.
I look on Twitter today, somebody took their phone. Community confronts Marc Lamont Hill. Community pulls up on Marc Lamont Hill, and it's like, first of all, you know I'm pulling up on you.
That's right.
I ain't no sucker, right?
No.
But beyond that, because it's not even about that. It's like that wasn't the spirit of the moment. It was about us having a community conversation where we built and we talked and we engage each other.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
But the internet doesn't allow for that because you don't get clicks for saying
you don't get clicks for that.
You get clicks for saying y'all rolled up on him. I said this
kind of conflict. That's why people want to look at it.
That's all they want is conflict. It's like that's not what I'm.
No, we don't want conflict. You're starting conflict. When you say about Malcolm X and you asking was he gay, You're starting conflict. When you say about our Black legend, when you repost and comment and double down on your support for a post that diminishes and defames the legacy of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, where this funny looking bussy said that just like racists and slave owners had to die, so do certain Black radical voices. No, you're divisive. When you denounce Minister Farrakhan because some white writer punked you into doing it, we're calling you out, slowness. How many of y'all remember what he said about Ice Cube? You all know how the white media loves to say Black men are anti this and anti that, right? Right? You all know how the how white media, who are the arch racist and oppressors, they love to find somebody was mad at Ice Cube for some stuff Ice Cube was tweeting, right? So this lady said, is Ice Cube hacked? Look what Marc Lamont Hill said. Y'all remember when he said this, Lil Musty? He said, sadly, no. This is his second time. This is his second anti-Semitic post in a week. Marc Lamont Hill, allegedly a Black man, uses his platform to falsely label another Black man. Do y'all remember his latest hissy fit? Marc Lamont Hill publicly came out very angry, very upset that Dr. Bill Cosby got justice. He was upset that the lying Karens were exposed and busted, and that this octogenarian who's legally blind did about 3 years in prison unjustly. He was mad that a Black man got justice. He was so mad. Lil Musty. So y'all got to understand, Mark has a whole track record. Lil Musty, look at him right here. It says it all in his eyes. What does it say right here? You can tell he's got a dilemma going on, internal dilemma. But he's like, I got to do what I got to do for the biscuit. Got to do what I got to do for the biscuit. I got to be willing to throw Black people under the bus. What does this look right here tell you right here? This tell you everything. Them little pursed lips. Let me move on. That ain't what I was trying to show you. Watch this. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, share, share. Funny looking self. Watch this. Okay. Remember when Dr. Bill Cosby, I did the breaking news on it, did the show, all of Black media was talking about it, right? What did little Marky Mark, what little Musty was doing? Let me read you what he said. Bill Cosby, this is in all caps. His first 2 sentences in all caps. Keep that in mind, okay? Bill Cosby is not innocent. Mark is allegedly a Black man. Bill Cosby is not innocent. He has not been exonerated. Watch this. His release means that Cosby, a sexual predator, was incarcerated within a criminal legal system that has as little regard for its own rules and procedures as Cosby does for his victims. Everybody knows that the criminal injustice system is set up to discriminate and to screw over and to oppress Black people, right? But because Marc is so upset about a Black man getting justice, Marc Lamont Hill legitimizes, props up the very racist system that's been oppressing us because he was mad that Bill Cosby got off. Listen to it again, the tweet. He says Bill Cosby is not innocent, all caps. He has not been exonerated, all caps. He said his release means that Cosby, a sexual predator, and I hope Bill Cosby and them handle him, still call him a sexual predator. He said his release means that Bill Cosby was incarcerated within a criminal legal system that has as little regard for its own rules and procedures as Cosby does for his victims. He said that the criminal justice system, he said the criminal legal system has little regard for its own rules. He's saying that because they released Bill Cosby. Marc Lamont Hill, think about that. Marc Lamont Hill said that the criminal legal system has little regard for its own rules and procedures. You got a Black-looking man. You have an alleged Black man by the name of Marc Lamont Hill sitting there saying that the criminal justice system that the whole world over knows intentionally oppresses Black people. He legitimizes that racist system in a rabid hissy fit because Bill Cosby was released. Why is Marc Lamont Hill so upset? Because I had a supporter say she doesn't understand why Marc Lamont Hill was so upset, why he's taking this so personal. Why does he care like that about Bill Cosby? I said, because he knows that his hate for Bill Cosby, he knows that's the position he needs in order to even halfway be considered for any future position on the corporate white media network. You got to go in on Black men in order to secure the possibility of a whiff of a biscuit, of a whiff of a biscuit, of a whiff of a biscuit, of a sniff of a biscuit, of a smell of a biscuit. You're not guaranteed to get one. But to even get within proximity of the whiff of a biscuit, you got to be all out against Black men. Watch this. So Marc has a hissy fit. Now I just showed you the tweet he just put out not too long ago on Ice Cube. He recently denounced Minister Farrakhan, lied about it, backtracked, apologized because we had the evidence that he lied about it. You put out a hit piece on Malcolm X. You publicly dogged Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Talk Black to me, family. Watch this. Then you bit off more than you could chew when you decided to do an interview with Judge Joe Brown. Now, somebody was saying in the interview that they couldn't believe that Marc was trying to challenge Judge Joe Brown, seeing that Judge Joe Brown was obviously a judge and previous to that an attorney. Marc bit off more than he could chew because Marc is on a network that an Arab man put up the biggest bucket of money for. And he's trying to make sure that BNC Black network is trying to level up. It's trying to take our place on social media. The very forces that's trying to sit there and dog us using social media, they trying to dominate social media. They trying to take over social media. Ain't that something? These illegitimate Black entities that's claiming to be Black media. Now watch this. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Don't forget to join my amazing mastermind tonight that we're doing at clubvicki.com for only $1. Join today. Clubvicki.com. We want you to know that we have a store. The link is in the chat. Shopfnq.com where you can get all kind of pro-Black apparel. Shopfnq.com. Shop FNQ. Excuse me. Excuse me.com. Listen to this interview clip that Marc Lamont Hill did with Judge Joe Brown. I'm going to make a point here because I want to show you how Marc Lamont Hill is still lying and slandering Bill Cosby. I'm trying to let you know how Black people who claim to be Black media, who claim to be professors, who claim to be experts, political talking heads and political experts, political strategists, they're intentionally slandering and lying. They're working with and collaborators with white supremacy to bring down Black people. Now, after the Bill Cosby announcement, Marc interviews Judge Joe Brown. Listen to what he says. Let me see if I can get it close to the point, because all of it was amazing, because Judge Joe Brown just slaughtered him throughout this whole video, which I talked about this before. But I want you to listen to what Marc says to Judge Joe Brown.
Saying, no, you can't. But before that, basically, you could.
Hold on.
That's why they told you.
So then, Judge,
Hold on.
He's staying.
Right. So I guess what I want to do is just move the conversation up a little bit. I think you and I agree that legally he's not guilty, that legally he doesn't have any burden of proof. The state does, and it hasn't met that. Legally, his rights were violated. We're on the same page about that. I'm saying the legal question to me is rock solid. But I think what was happening yesterday was people were conflating those two things. They were acting as if because the state didn't meet its burden and because he was released based on the fact that he didn't get due process, his due process rights were violated, that was somehow proof of the belief that many people had that Cosby was actually not just legally not guilty, but actually didn't do anything at the moral and ethical level. And hold on 1 second. I just want to place.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, hold on. Let me place the question to you. So I guess what I'm saying is, can we hold space for two ideas at the same time? Can someone under the eyes of the law be completely not guilty? And at the same time, can we have a public conversation? Because I know you talk about culture, you talk about our community, you talk about values. Can we also talk about the fact that someone can be doing great harm and even be a predator at the same time that legally they're all the things you just said?
No, because the law presumes them innocent until you prove them guilty. It is a specious thing. That's part of this new paradigm where everybody gets a trophy, a participation ribbon. Nobody's feelings get hurt. Freedom of speech gets restricted if somebody feels uncomfortable or undelighted by what is being said.
Watch this.
That's not our reality.
Listen.
So let me ask you a question. When George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin and the jury found him not guilty, do you feel that the Black community should not have continued to express outrage and call George Zimmerman a killer because under the law he was innocent?
What Black man is sitting out here comparing a white supremacist killer like George Zimmerman to a Bill Cosby? Marc Lamont Hill is a Karen. The reason Marc Lamont Hill is a Karen, because what Marc is saying is he's dogging a Black man, Bill Cosby, because he is defending all of the white, mostly women, that libelously accused our brother. Marc Lamont Hill is acknowledging and admitting by his constant defaming and outburst of anger at Bill Cosby, he is legitimizing the white women that are historically known for destroying Black people, Black communities, and Black families because of their lies. Because they wanted the cucumber, because they wanted the eggplant. That's what Marc is saying. Marc is taking the word of an overwhelming number of unremarkables. Unremarkables is a Coliseum of Becky's, Gretchen's, Karen's, and stuff. Allie's, Margaret's. That's who I'm referring to when I'm talking about the unremarkables. Marc is saying he believes white women over a Black man, and not one of those white women had any legitimate case that went to court. Now watch this. Thumbs up, family. Share, share, share. Watch this real quick, though. Is this the part I want you to hear? Watch how Marc gonna keep lying in this interview to justify his little hissy fit. Is this it? Hold on, family. Let me see if this is it. Thumbs up, share, share, share.
The very thing that got him ultimately, the thing that ultimately got him locked up, and those depositions, and he's talking about the various women he had sex with giving them alcohol and pills, whether it's Quaaludes or Benadryl. You look at the dozens of women who come forward and accuse him. Is there room to say, look, Bill Cosby can come home because the prosecutor was wrong, but Bill Cosby also has to be accountable for what he represents and for acts of and for predator-like behavior?
What about these women being accountable for their own behavior?
That's right, Judge. What about the women? But listen to this bussy. This Marc Lamont Hill doubled down on he don't care about the legalities of it. He's still saying that Bill Cosby is guilty. He has no evidence. Listen again to what Mark says and watch. I'm getting ready to give you a counterpoint to that. Listen again.
Bill Cosby doesn't taking legal stuff off the table. If we look at the depositions, the very thing that got him ultimately, the thing that ultimately got him locked up, and those depositions, and he's talking about the various women he had sex with giving them alcohol and pills, whether it's Quaaludes or Benadryl. You look at the dozens of women who come forward and accuse him. Is there room to say, look, Bill?
Notice he said Bill Cosby admitted that in the depositions, right? The pills, whether Quaaludes and whether this, whether that, he said Bill Cosby admits it in the deposition, right? Keep that in your mind. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Was able to put it together. So Dolores Troiani is the attorney for criminal charges.
Hold on.
Mr. Cosby sits, but the way it happened in 05.
Who you're listening to right now is Bill Cosby's representative, Mr. Andrew Wyatt. I'm going to show you his picture. This is after the overturning of Bill Cosby's conviction that Dr. Boyce Watkins sat down with Andrew Wyatt, the spokesperson for Bill Cosby. Listen to what our brother, Mr. Wyatt, says in terms of receipts and evidence. Listen to what he says, little musty Mark. Mark is still lying. Mark is still lying, saying that Bill Cosby admitted in the depositions that he gave these women pills and stuff, right? Listen.
This man settled out of court, waived his Fifth Amendment rights. The only reason that Bruce Castor, the former DA, sent him to civil litigation is because Andrell Constant gave 5 different statements that were inconsistent to 5 different law enforcement agencies. He said, there's no way I could bring criminal charges. So he foreclosed on criminal charges. Mr. Cosby sits for a deposition, 4 days, waives his Fifth Amendment rights, not thinking he was waiving them to his detriment. He spoke openly and freely, page 126, for all the people.
Watch this. He's going to break it down. For some of y'all that might be saying, well, just because Bill Cosby freely and openly sat down for a deposition for 4 days, saying that he didn't know that what he was going to say was going to be used against him, well, he still admitted he did. He gave the women drugs and then slept with him, right? No. Watch this. Y'all tell Marc Lamont Hill, who they say is a PhD professor, who's supposed to be amongst your Black intelligence society. Listen to what Mr. Wyatt said that was so insightful. And I got to get ready to go shortly after this because I got to get ready for my mastermind course. Everybody give us a big thumbs up, share, share, share. We see a couple thousand people in the chat today. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show. I'm normally here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you all so much. We're getting back in the flow of things. Yesterday, I know we had about almost 3,000 people here and so forth yesterday because I'm starting to get back on my schedule, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. But you all know that if I have a medical appointment or something I got to take care of as an appointment, I might come on at a different time. So continue to bear with us, okay? Make sure that you share, 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 share. Watch this. Marc Lamont Hill still lying, telling folks that Bill Cosby admitted in the deposition that he gave these women drugs and slept with them, right? Listen.
Let's get it correct. Who said Bill Cosby admitted to drugging and raping women?
Somebody put 126 in the chat. Did he say page 126?
Page 126 of the deposition. They asked him, Did you give women drugs without their consent? He said no.
He said no.
Did you have Quaaludes? He said yes. That was the party drug of the 70s. That was that culture. They were called disco biscuits. Did you ever give women Quaaludes without their consent? No. Did you ever give women Quaaludes? Yes. With their consent? Yes, I did. That was just their position. So Dolores Troiani, and I'm going to show you how this turned out to be
Did y'all hear that?
Script, a season script, the greatest movie script. That's why I say it's an Ocean's 11 extortion script that Gloria Allred was able to put together. So Dolores Troiani is the attorney for Andrea Constant. She had the actual deposition in her possession. That's how Gloria Allred was able to say Quaaludes, talked about half Quaaludes, because Dolores Troiani had already shown her the script, the transcript from the deposition, which was sealed by federal court. So,
did y'all catch that? I'm scared y'all didn't catch that. I need the intelligent Black people to listen. What did he say Bill Cosby admitted to on page 126 of the deposition that Marc Lamont Hill is still around here lying about and other Black boule?
So this has always been an Ocean's 11 extortion attempt. Mr. Cosby should have never been charged, but the way it happened in 2005, this man settled out of court, waived his Fifth Amendment rights. The only reason that Bruce Castor, the former DA, sent him to civil litigation is because Andrea Constant gave 5 different statements that were inconsistent to 5 different law enforcement agencies. He said, there's no way I could bring criminal charges.
Marc Lamont Hill. Why isn't Marc Lamont Hill talking about the legal facts that lady, Andrea Constant, who's a part of the LGBTQ community, who wants us to all of a sudden believe that Bill Cosby was about to lose his mind to sleep with her, it, whatever you want to refer to it as. Talk Black to me. This right here, this is Andrea Constant. This is that. I promise you I ain't touched or doctored the picture. This is that, right? This is that. Watch this. Watch this. Listen again.
So he foreclosed on criminal charges. Mr. Cosby sits for a deposition, 4 days, waives his...
This is who Marc is defending. Marc is defending these kind of women who lie, who's a part of the LGBTQ community, who kept meeting with Bill Cosby after that, gave 5 different statements that even their own people in the law enforcement said, we can't even prosecute this case. Let's just do a civil thing to shut her up so you can move on with your life.
Rights, not thinking he was waiving them to his detriment. He spoke openly and freely. Page 126. For all the people, let's get it correct, who said Bill Cosby admitted to drugging and raping women.
Listen,
go to page 126 of the deposition.
Marc, he's talking to you. Marc, Mr. Andrew Wyatt is telling your funny looking musty self to go to page 126 so that you can get up off of BNC News line saying that he sat down in a deposition. They took his words out of context. Listen.
Tim, did you give women drugs without their consent? He said no.
No.
Did you have Quaaludes? He said yes. That was the party drug of the 70s. That was that culture.
The general.
They were called disco biscuits.
Yeah.
Did you ever give women Quaaludes without their consent? No. Did you ever give women Quaaludes? Yes. With their consent? Yes, I did. That was just their position. So Dolores Troiani And I'm going to show you how this turned out to be a perfect.
Somebody let little Marky Mark know. They took those words selectively from the deposition, not giving you the proper context, which we know they lie. And Marc Lamont Hill, not just white people, it's white people's black people that's out here pushing that. So Mark, with your little musty self, you ran over to Black News 102. No disrespect to that Black News. But why would Marc Lamont Hill go running over there? It was Vicki Dillard that called him out. It was other new Black media members that called him out. It was BGR, the Black Grassroots, that called him out. Mark was going to some other Black content creators platform to try to get legitimized. Y'all didn't see it, but the interview only lasted, that one, about 20 minutes. And the guy came on there and basically cut off the interview for whatever reason. The interview was cut off. The interview I played for you earlier, where he went over there to Black News 102. The guy was talking to Marc Lamont Hill. They get into the Dr. Frances Cress Welsing stuff as well. Let me see if I can get close to it.
Like, that's not what I'm looking for. So whether I'm debating Joe Brown or whether me and Willie D don't get along exactly, or whether it's Boyce Watkins or whoever,
listen here, Boyce Watkins. Notice, dude, you invited Judge Joe Brown on the BNC network. You ain't never talked directly, I don't think, to my knowledge. I don't talk to Dr. Boyce like that either, but I haven't seen any interviews that you've done debates with Dr. Boyce, and I don't think he's running from no debate from you. Did you do a debate with Willie D? You're talking about how you know they responded to your funny looking self on social media because you had a big fat juicy hissy fit. Yes, he can't. Yeah, somebody said Boyce Watkins. Yes, you heard him say the name right. Yes, you heard him say the name. That's who he said. That's who he talked about. He can't stand up. He called out Willie D. I'm waiting for you to do some debates with them. You didn't do the debate with them, Mark. You ran and twitched your little tail, your little musty tail over there to some Black people that don't even know you like we know you. And you think that that little group of people is fixing to legitimize you amongst the Black grassroots, and no disrespect, they're not. Why did Mark come to us? Because he knows we'll eat his little funny looking self up.
The conflict isn't what I'm looking for. It's reaching consensus. It's finding all the things that we build on. So I appreciate pulling up on you. That's right. I ain't no sucker, right? No. But beyond that, because it's not even about that. It's like that wasn't the spirit of the moment. I appreciate you and Saleh for creating that kind of environment and that kind of space. And I'm open to questions for anybody else out there. I want to hear your good questions. If anybody else got a question for me, I'm happy to take them because this is home for me. And I think people don't get, the university's not home for me. Cable news ain't home for me.
Well, the first question, I'm live right now. The first question somebody wanted to ask you is, tell him to explain the disrespect of the ancestors. That's all they said. Yeah, so I guess they saying that you disrespected probably some of the ancestors that's out there.
Yeah, they talk, and I addressed this yesterday.
I know what they're referring to.
They're talking about Frances Cress Welsing. Right. Let me say this first. I have deep admiration and respect for Frances Cress Welsing. Again, I didn't cut my teeth at University of Pennsylvania or Temple University. I came up in Black bookstores. I came up reading third world books. Right. I came up reading the ISIS papers, you know, and among many other books. And Frances Cress Welsing was a game changer for me. And the book mattered to me. It helped change it wasn't the book that changed my life, but it was among the books that changed my life. That's right. And Malcolm is the one that changed my life. We can talk about that.
Now, he sat up there and said Malcolm changed his life. What do y'all think Malcolm is thinking about Marc Lamont Hill's hit piece called Is Malcolm X Gay? This is from you, Mark. You said Malcolm changed your life. So because you struggling It makes you have greater respect for him to think that he's LGBTQ. This you, Mark. This is you. And look at the picture Marc Lamont Hill used of Malcolm X when he asked the question, is Malcolm X gay? Look at him.
And so when she passed, I wrote what I thought was a very respectful,
balanced.
Not even balanced, to be quite honest. It was hagiographic. I was like, I love French Press Wilson, the tradition. It's on my Instagram. Y'all can still see it.
Right.
So people won't say I added it later. It's been there before the controversy. I posted that memorial on my Facebook page about what she meant to me, what she meant to Black bookstores, what she meant to the tradition of self-taught scholars. She wasn't self-taught, but many of us who were self-taught,
that's right,
learned from her.
That's right.
And John Henry Clark, and and so many others, right? And so there was another
Marc Lamont Hill. Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna play a little bit more. Marc Lamont Hill wants us to be impressed because he reads books. Y'all want us to be impressed because you can say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You want us to be impressed because you can say your APCs. That means nothing to us when you miss the spirit of the book. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, we don't care that you knew her theoretically and one time you talked to her. We know that no Malcolm X, no Dr. Frances Cress Welsing will rock with you like that. Them giving you an audience is not them rocking with you. By the way, family, Marc Lamont Hill also claims that the great Dr. Khalid Muhammad, he claims that that was like a mentor of his. Do you all think that the extreme and gloriously extraordinary Black, juicy Black, melanin, Black masculinity, archetype, Dr. Khalid, do you all think he would be sitting there rocking with a little juicy, musty Mark? Mark is sitting here claiming rights about he was my mentor and stuff, and I knew of Dr. Francis and stuff, and I talked to her that time. And Malcolm changed. None of them fool with you like that. You all trying to remake the dead.
brother, what was his name? I can't think of his name right now, but he's a professor. He's a scholar in the Midwest. He's a queer scholar. And he wrote a post on Facebook. Right.
You see how he playing dumb? I gave y'all the name of the man whose post he put on his page. So Mark is out here saying he's a queer. I can't remember his name. The man I put on my page, the man I quoted and retweeted, reposted, the man I doubled down on support for. What's his name? I can't even remember his name. Ooh, the one that disrespected Dr. Francis. I can't even remember his name. Dog. What was his name? That's right, y'all. Was that page 126? Shut up, fool.
On his Facebook post, he said, he said people are eulogizing her, but we can't ignore the fact that her work was homophobic and that it made me as a Black gay man feel X, Y, and Z. Right. And we need to keep track of that too. Right. That's what he said on his Facebook post. Right. I reposted it and said, this brother has made, he made an analysis that's more nuanced and probably, as you use your word, balanced than mine. Right. That's not my exact quote. I don't remember the exact quote, but effectively I reposted his. Right. People said that I blasted her in a eulogy. Right. I did not. I gave a very loving and I think respectful eulogy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not throwing rocks and hiding my hands, because sometimes people will repost something to say they didn't do it.
Right.
I agreed with what was in there. I'm not pretending I did not.
Right.
I do think.
Did you hear what he said? Mark said he agreed what was in that post. What was in the post, family? Remember, I read it to you word for word. Look at the broadcast from a few days back. Mark said he agreed. The black man that's sitting there interviewing him, I was looking for his name. I forgot it. One of you all may know his name. You all are giving him a pass, because in that quote that Mark just told you he agrees with, that LBGT queer black man that he's talking about said that just like slave owners and racists had to die, so do radical black voices. Yes, Jabari, thank you. Mr. Jabari, that's his name. Mark just told you he agreed with what was in the post. The most offensive part of the post was not only did he disrespect the ancestor by calling her homophobic, family, he said that slave masters and racists had to die, so also certain black radical voices. He was talking about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Mark said he agreed with that. Mark wants us to pat him on the back because he's saying that he was wrong about the timing. No, you aren't just wrong about the timing. You were wrong about the substance of what you agreed with and what you put on your platform.
Have to keep track of homophobia, transphobia. We have to keep track of sexism, all of these things in our traditions. Right. What I would not have done. Oh, let me say one more thing. I did not. So one of the critiques was, why would you wait until she dies to do this?
Mm-hmm.
I had the pleasure of talking to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, our Queen Mother.
Mm-hmm.
She knew my criticism.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we talked, I said, I have some deep criticisms of this piece of your work. She said, I know, my young brother, and that's okay. African people can disagree.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't wait until she passed to sneak out some criticism.
This is someone you had a relationship
with. Yeah, not close.
Musty Dusty, we know you was whispering to the ancestor when you told her you had some criticism. You just told us that she told you that criticism was fine. I promise you, you whispered it. I promise you, you whispered it. I promise you, you didn't go crazy like that and say that she needed to die. Like certain former slave masters and racists had to die. So do radical black voices, like that little piece you retweeted, you reposted, and that you also commented on, and that you also doubled down on, and the one that you just said you agreed with the post. That was in the post. Family, this is why Mark doesn't like folk like me. Because he can get over on Jabari, because Jabari, no disrespect, brother, you didn't do your homework. You didn't do your homework while y'all sitting there giving him all them softballs. That's the reason why Mark came to y'all in the first place, to give the appearance that he was still amongst black people, amongst the black grassroots.
Enough that, enough that I could express my disagreement, and it was registered.
Right.
That said, if I could do it again, I would do it differently. I had the critique, but she's someone who people love at the personal level, at the family level, at the intellectual level, the political level. I would have waited a day, a week, a month. Maybe I would have written a paper about it. Maybe I would have come on Sunday TV and done it.
Yeah.
But I believe that if there was disrespect, it was the decision to do it that day.
Right.
And for that, I am deeply apologetic.
Right.
So now that we've debunked the fact, it's not just the timing, Mark, it's the substance of what you said that we said is blasphemous, it's unforgivable. Do not let Mark get away with it. I've given you an entire list of stuff. He's still out here twitching his little pussy like a little rabbit with his little tail twitching around. Mark is mad that Bill Cosby is out. Mark, not white people only, But Marc came out and kept calling Bill Cosby a sexual predator and said that he admitted in the deposition to drugging these women and then having sex with them. We've just proven on page 126 that was taken out of context in the deposition. And Marc is still out here slandering, defaming, and lying. I got to get ready to go, family. Just want to throw that out there. I wanted you to see just how weak he was to run to another Black content creator to save him. Marc didn't come to us. Notice how he threw out Dr. Boyce's name. Notice how he threw out Willie D's name, the people that was publicly criticizing him. Marc didn't engage in no debate with those individuals. We were one of your biggest critics, Marc. You haven't engaged in any debate with us. You ran to the people that was going to give you a little softball. You ran to the people that's not really up on who you are and what you're doing. That shows the density of your pussy. And it's deep. You didn't come to us because we would spit you up, chew you up and spit you out. You're full of it. You're disrespectful. And you're dangerous to Black society. And we ain't giving you no pass. And we see you sitting up there talking about me with this post to my pull up and all the yes. That's exactly, I should pull up something, get the language exactly right. But just pull up. It was the pull up of the summer. It was the pull up of the summer. Don't forget the sunshine of the pulling up. It was the sunshine of the summer. Talk Black to me. Family, don't miss the show tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people like you. Somebody just said, I missed you, Vicki. Yes, I said earlier that I'm getting back on track with the scheduling. But family, sometimes my timing might be different because of different appointments that I may have. But I thank you all so much. I hear from you all the time, wanting to know when am I on, what am I doing? And then you look up and bam, you see something. Just have patience with me, okay? Just check on a daily basis, okay? Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard too. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. And if you ever want to know what's going on, always check under the community page on Fly New Being Queens page to see if there's a post or an announcement about me coming on at a different time or us missing a day. Make sure that you subscribe because I'm not the only queen that has content here. When you subscribe and hit receive all notifications, you'll be notified when the others are going, when the others' content is uploaded too. So make sure that you share this broadcast. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. And join my weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com, clubvicki.com. I love you so very much. This is Pull Up Summer, baby. And I'm going to continue to expose the tares that's hanging out amongst the wheat. And I'm exposing them because these are enemies to Black people that we've been collaborating with, people that we've been legitimizing. And some of our folks have been led astray by this nut job. And we're going to expose it, family, because we need to expose any obstructionist among us. Talk Black to me. We're going to continue to follow up, of course, and we'll make it all make sense. Love you to pieces. Mwah. I bow to you, your sister with the curly braids. Don't miss the Vicki Show weekdays, 6:30 p.m. right here